toe. Hot topic, dropping knowledge straight from Chicago. And it's our point of view, so tell me what you gon' do. Drop a line, don't be lying, trying to get with the crew. Cause we be talking them facts, exposing them fiction. Man, it's so real that we be causing some friction. Probably something you missing, ain't no need to be dissing. Just relax here and listen, because we spittin' and sippin'. The Stezo Radio Show, 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 the Stezo
Radio Show. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Stezo Radio. I got the full house in the building today, man, because we're discussing this Nick Cannon being fired from Viacom. I'm pretty sure y'all knew about it. If you don't, we're going to catch you up. I got DC in the building, Millie Frank, the homie Yella, Jay Will, and Joyous. And Stezo Petty disclaimer, if you have anything to say negative about Nick Cannon, please understand that Millie Frank will beat the fuck out of you. I just want to put that out there real fast. That's her. That's her one. That's her one. She's a true diehard Nick Cannon supporter. So she might, yeah, she might get upset with me on this episode.
I just got one question before we get started. Was you like one of the 7 people who seen Underclass?
You won't do him because he is worth so much more. Like, don't.
All right. Well, who would like to kick off this whole? I don't know. Is it a debate, discussion? Is it a tragedy? Because you know.
Why don't you start it off with some background of what the situation is?
Okay, so Nick Cannon has a podcast called Cannon's Class. He invites people on there and they have discussions. He's had some of everybody on there. I actually watch it. It's actually a good show. You know what I'm saying? Well, this one episode he had with Professor Griff. Professor Griff, for those who don't know, used to be a member of the 1980s, 1990 rap group Public Enemy. And Professor Griff is a person who I would describe as someone who's super black. He supports the black movements. I'm not going to say, well, yeah, I'll say he's militant. I wouldn't say he's a radical, but he's militant, and he knows his stuff. So Professor Griff was on the show, and they started talking about, I don't want to say the history of white people, but they went into a discussion of white people and Jewish people. Now, I'm a little biased because Nick Cannon was accused of, what's the term? What is it? Semitic? Yeah. Yeah, anti-Semitic remarks. And that basically means Jewish slander. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I ever see that term used. The first time I heard of that term being used was Minister Farrakhan back in the early to mid 90s, when he was speaking on how the Jewish population owns a lot of property and real estate in black neighborhoods and were, as he said, taking advantage of the black man in America. So Nick Cannon was accused of that because of the comments he made. Now, I watched the show, and the crazy thing about what Nick was saying, I used to study with the Hebrew Israelites for like damn near 10 years. He was saying the same thing that Hebrew Israelites teach in their churches every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like they teach that the true Jewish person in the world is the black man. Now, he did go into the whole melanin discussion, but again, he didn't say nothing that wasn't already said before. You know that. I don't know. Did you press mute?
I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
Yeah, you do.
Put your headphone jack back in, or take it out,
Or turn on the lights. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't either. But yeah, but that's kind of my take on it. I didn't really hear anything bad. Maybe because I've heard it so many times before, and maybe that's my ignorance. But I didn't hear anything bad or anything that, you know, I'm not gonna say wasn't truth, but wasn't said before. For him to be, as they said, fired from Viacom.
He must have felt that whatever when he apologized during saying it, that was the indicator that it was going to offend somebody. And then he apologized afterwards to the Jewish community that is openly admitting fault or guilt to saying it could have been taken out of context or offensive.
I don't agree that apologizing you are actually admitting guilt. Because nowadays you have to apologize for almost anything you say because somebody gonna be offended by it. But it don't mean that you know it's wrong. It's just, listen, I know this ain't gonna come across as good to everybody, so I apologize if I offend you in advance. But this is my truth, or this is the truth, or whatever this topic is. I don't think that you got like what I'm saying is wrong, or I'm admitting guilt, or some sort of wrong doing here. I'm not somebody gonna take this.
I'm talking about being offensive. But so here's my take on it. Yes, everything you say nowadays is offensive to somebody. Like somebody know, and somebody I don't think that word hello. So, but what I don't like about this whole situation is he stood on his word for about 20 minutes, and then he started backpedaling and got to apologizing when I agree, he was speaking fact. Now, whether fact is offensive to certain people, it is what it is, but you can't be offended by somebody sharing knowledge. You can't. And if that offends you, well then you should never learn anything because our history is flawed. This knowledge is flawed, so you're always going to be offended. But what I didn't like was, even though he was sharing knowledge, is again he had to apologize, and I feel like he kind of backtracked. Don't backtrack. If you said what you said, then stand on your word and let the chips fall where they may and figure it out as you go. But I just don't like the fact that when you say something, and it wasn't even his real opinion per se, it was just, hey, this is kind of what it is. But what people got really upset was when he called white people savages and said they were the true savages instead of black people being savages. And then he gave with the truth and saying that black people are the original Hebrewites and all that stuff. But again, like Stezo said, if you were brought up in Hebrewites and you kind of were around that community, you heard that before. So is it something controversial, or is it controversial because other folks or certain people haven't heard that? And then I think it was controversial because certain people haven't heard it from him. And he get this persona about him being Nick Cannon. He's corny. Oh, he's this prim proper, like white people like him, so he can do no wrong. But it's like, nah, y'all don't really know who he is, because anybody that follow Nick Cannon and know Nick Cannon know that those words and those thoughts, like, that's not out of the ordinary for him.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, that's like Stezo apologizing for being petty. Like, no, that's who you are. Like, we know that, and anybody that's been around you, like, oh man, that's just Stezo, and we keep it moving. For you to come back and then apologize to the Jewish community, even though he already said he spoke with the Jewish community, they had no beef for him. Why did you have to come back and say, well, I apologize, and
because somebody said something to him. It's like the same thing when if somebody say, I don't
Yeah, I read it.
I did. So it was like, why did you feel the need? And I do believe somebody got in his ear and was like, calm down. You still need your bag. You got so I get it. But he got like 20. I was still taking it. He had kids and people that he had floated. That's what he and I get that, but Dave Chappelle had the same thing. And he still walked away and came out on the other side.
No, I think Dave Chappelle's was different though. Like Dave Chappelle didn't feel comfortable, and he walked away. Nick Cannon was told, "Get the fuck out of here."
It's still the same. It's different circumstances, but the same situation. I get it, and my point is, they still have options when you're told. When you either told or you have to walk away from something huge. Even though they both had tons of people that they were reporting. You know, Nick Cannon got Wild and Out. Man, Peaks, that's on a different network. And he got a show on E! But I think they pushed that back because of all of this. So, again, he has tons of options. But the thing with Wild and Out, you know, that now we're starting to find out that the proprietary rights, who owns Wild and Out? Is it Nick Cannon or is it Viacom CBS? So, but again, and I feel like I hope it's Nick Cannon. Now, if you read what he wrote, I mean, he's literally wrote out all he did on his thing.
Yeah, he did.
So that's what I was reading while I was playing Groupon and couldn't hear the two selections. So, yeah, you know. Now you know. But yeah, what he was talking originally.
But
right, no.
well, let me.
I don't think it was a backpedal. It's just like, okay, just because should he not apologize if he offended somebody? I mean, what's wrong? You're stating fact. That's like if you tell me how the world was founded and I'm pissed off because of slavery. Why are you apologizing to me for history? Okay, but okay, everybody don't believe the same history. No matter what you believe, history can be proven. No matter what you believe. Just like we say, some people say Columbus didn't discover America. There's some people who are like, yes, he did. It's a fact he did not.
Yeah, I mean, if the fact is he didn't.
No, we weren't there. We believe one story over the other.
But when the facts. Go ahead, Jay.
I said, how is it a fact? That's what I want to know.
That Columbus.
Yeah.
So, okay, because I know where you're going with this. So, if we disclaiming that, because again, none of us, like you said, none of us was there. So, technically, a fact is something that can be proven, and it is proven that he did not discover America because, first of all, you can't discover a place that already has people inhabited there. So, that's not technically discovering it.
Yeah.
So, for him, but again, if I can, somebody is to say that I can't be offended by that history. I cannot be offended because you told me Christopher Columbus did or did not discover America. That's history. Whichever way it can be proven, I can't be mad at you for sharing that. That's like being mad at the teacher for teaching. I can't be mad at that.
And I get that. But keeping it in context, basically, the wording is a problem. What he said it, how he said it, and in this very sensitive time where we think that, oh, it's just sensitive to us. No, it's sensitive to anybody. That's what this example is showing you. Y'all can't just say anything either. Y'all want us to say nothing? Y'all can't just say anything. That's the message.
And it's perception, and I get that. I would totally agree with that. But I do feel like they use him as a scapegoat just for that exact reason. We can't say nothing, so neither can y'all.
Yeah, but
I agree that he's definitely a scapegoat. Although the choice of words that were used
We're still wrong.
like savages and I think it was very eloquently put. Like the way he described
I wouldn't go that far. I was going to say, no, I wouldn't go that far.
I got the analogy. If the white person called a black person a
Okay, but the reason being is because they're not doing it on our platform though. Like we're black people are not Viacom. I don't know what that means. Right. I mean they canceled him. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get around to. Because the first thing that I took from it, I put it on Facebook. I said, wait, now we got to figure out, does Nick Cannon own Wild 'N Out? And then it started coming out that he doesn't fully own Wild 'N Out.
Right, and that was his question too, because they wouldn't even honor him a meeting, and that was his question to on his reply. His reply is maybe on his
it's a whole full page letter. I'll yeah. I'll send it to you, but it's no, Fox didn't fire him. Viacom supposedly fired him. Yeah.
That's it. Wild 'N Out. That's his main money. Come from that made them billions. Yeah, and he do a lot of stuff with Nickelodeon, so Viacom is his bag.
But to be fair though, we look at it like he made them millions, but we found out he don't own the show. They own that show.
Yeah, so they get the most, but and he get the leftovers. But at the end of the day, he still gets paid a nice bag for that.
I mean, true.
He don't own it, and what he needs to do before is any show that he produced, like Masked Singer, he needs to own that stuff. He needs to start looking into proprietary and owning his content, because he's producing too many money makers for these networks, and he's not getting paid his work. Right.
Because I feel if he actually owned the show.
This is super long, Nick.
Yeah, it's 4 pages. But that's kind of my point. If he owned it, then he could easily go to another network with it. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But
he can still do that with a different type of show. Like, it's ways around it. Like, it's ways around it. But I feel like it's pretty much the same show with a different thing, with a different title. I bet CBS would be happy to take it up.
CBS is Viacom. That's Viacom.
Wait. Yeah, Viacom has a widespread hand. Like,
yeah.
Their fingers in so many different pies. What about Big Buddy on right now? He has a show. He does stuff for Nickelodeon. He does stuff for MTV, which is Viacom.
And
Yeah,
Fox is the one that he does. That's not owned by Viacom.
And then he has a show coming out on E-Network. But E-Network is owned by Comcast, I think. I'm sure Fox will be happy to get some billions. And they're not going to take Wild 'N Out. I can tell you that right now. Fox is relative. They ain't going to take Wild 'N Out. Ain't the perfect platform for Fox.
And Fox can't box with Viacom. Let's just be honest. If you look at it from a business standpoint, they can't box with Viacom.
I ain't talking about boxing with them. I'm talking about making sure the show keeps going on.
No, but
the network and the content.
If Viacom owns the IP on Wild 'N Out, it's gonna be a problem to present Wild 'N Out.
And I'm not saying to say that it's still called Wild 'N Out. I'm just talking about doing the whole sneaky shit that people do. Just like when one company go bankrupt and then they revive with another company name, and it's the same fucking company but a different name, that type of stuff, different EIN, that type of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know if it's possible or no, it's possible. It happens all the time where you get shows that are very similar to each other. We can name a ton of sitcoms that are very similar to each other. Living Single and Friends. Yeah, the same thing. So again, you just change the players or keep the same players. It don't matter. Move it to a different network. We can call it something.
I think game shows might be a little different. That's like a game show.
yeah, I was just gonna get to that. That's a game show.
It's
No, it is. It's a game show, Bill. Like if you look it up.
It's a game show.
Yeah, like the actors tell you, like if they don't win, they don't get that that game show money that for that episode.
And that's what I always had a question of how they get paid. But go ahead.
If you look at a situation where you come out with another show, just like Jeopardy, you're gonna be in fucking problem. It's gonna be a problem. So if you come out,
But see, that's Jeopardy. Jeopardy probably has a patent on their show. Their money right now.
Viacom got a patent on Wildin' Out.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Now they do.
If Nick don't own it, who Nick own it?
Exactly.
But it's split. It's split.
Okay, so for all the parts he don't own, who you think own it?
And that's what he asked her for. He was like, "Give me my show." But that's what I'm saying. I don't think they didn't believe in the show to even. I don't think they got a patent for it yet.
My thing is this: Viacom ain't worried about owning the rights to be Simone. They want to own the rights to the logo and the name for the show.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the important things.
Yes. And
Right.
now I think
And the concept for the show and all of that is owned by Viacom. Those are the important parts of bringing Wildin' Out back. You have to make something completely different. Because Wildin' Out and Loose Liners and English is essentially the same show.
It is.
But
And
that's the same format. It's not the same format.
it's just different players and a little different, but it's the same thing when you get down to
It's
the
not the same
concept.
format. No, it's not the same. It's not even presented the same.
No, but I'm saying the concept is the same.
The concept is the same, but the presentation is what's going to be different. So what you think you're going to get Wildin' Out coming back, it ain't going to be that.
No, you just changed
Right?
it.
Was that serious? Would be make sure that they couldn't. I mean, who's gonna come and do Wildin' Out for them?
Oh, don't ask that question because this motherfucker's lined up.
Ryan Seacrest on that.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that was a joke.
yeah, that was a joke, but please believe it's motherfuckers lined up to take over that show. Seriously.
That nigga Gary Owen came out with some shit. He put some shit on his Facebook and Twitter with a picture of him as the host.
But
He was trolling the person.
here's the bigger issue, and I've seen this again. I study TV, I don't do it no more, but I've studied television. And when they do that, they change the host. They get new players because hey, Nick Cannon is out, so we're gonna revamp this show and give it a different look. Shows do not last. You got a good 2 to 3 more seasons out of that. The first season, maybe. The second one, people like, nah, I ain't care for the previous one. By the third one, it's losing steam. Wildin' Out has been out, I ain't realized, for 15 years. That's
Yeah.
a long
After being canceled, it came back.
You talking about for a game show? You talking about game show?
Wildin' Out.
No, I'm saying like you talking about it. That happens with game show hosts that the hosts change.
It happens in television history.
I mean, I get in television
Game
history like show characters.
But this ain't your average game show. This ain't your average game show.
But that's the thing though. Game shows can go from host to host and keep going.
I'm saying I can keep 5 Family Feud hosts.
Hell yeah, Family Feud.
Bringing in the money like it was when it originally, and you know why it went through so many hosts? Because the ratings dropped. So when the ratings drop, they bring somebody else in.
Yeah, but the show's still alive though. I mean, look at Price is Right. Price is Right, same thing.
Wildin' Now. Why do people watch Wildin' Now?
I'm not gonna say for Nick Cannon. I'm saying,
It's fun.
yeah. So if you keep the same fun and the same energy, I'm not gonna say they watch because of Nick Cannon though.
You did. Oh, I'm telling you. That show ain't doing that.
I would say Nick Cannon is a big part of Wildin' Out. In addition, he brings a lot of great talent to Wildin' Out.
So if you take that formula away and you bring in somebody, you are really risking the brand.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
The energy, the everything, the ambiance of the show is not gonna be the same.
Okay, let me say this, and this is the reason why I think it's a little different. Nick Cannon is so replaceable. If you put Cat Williams, 50 Cent, even Snoop Dogg in the Nick Cannon role, that show still goes on and succeeds to me.
Absolutely not.
But you can put Wayne Brady in that role right now.
You can't put Wayne Brady in that role when it's successful.
Right.
Exceed. Okay.
He don't have the, he don't got the swag for that. He don't got that. He don't got the no.
Nick Cannon
If it was on ABC,
same level.
no, it's not.
Right, but you take that show. You take that show from MTV. You. But if you take that show from MTV and put it on ABC with Wayne Brady or Snoop as the host, I don't see it slowing down because it's the other people. Right, but what y'all saying is if you find a young guy that's around you, a younger age, because Nick is not young, you find a younger guy that these kids know they can replace Nick Cannon. That's all I'm saying. He can be replaced on that show. No, I watched the show. No. I watched the show, and what I'm saying is he can be replaced. Yeah, he can be replaced. You bring a popular person on that show that can. I mean, but that's you though. I'm just saying.
That's gonna fail though. That's why it's gonna fail. It's not gonna fail because of the person who replaces it. It's going to fail because of the fans of Nick Cannon or the people who think he was wrong in this situation who want to distance themselves from companies like Viacom. Took that opportunity from him. So brand loyalty.
Yeah. Brand loyalty, I'll give you that.
It's a motherfucker.
Wait a minute, he said he self-financed Wildin' Out of his own pocket and presented it to MTV.
Yes.
But that don't mean nothing. If I pay for your right,
He sold that, and when MTV greenlit his project, how was his contract?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine he just gave them all rights to something that he put his own dollars into initially.
So why is he fighting for the show then?
So they probably,
Contract. So you sign a show when you sell a show to a network, you give up ownership of it. It just depends on how much is in your contract. So it depends on what he signed away for. Did he sign away for saying, hey, in the beginning, I own this much, as it grows, your share can be more, because as a company, you're gonna put more into my show as it gets more popular. So within the 15 years, it's super popular now. So I'm pretty sure MTV is putting in a whole lot more money in year 15.
and that's definitely true because that's evident with how many more people, how bigger the names are. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But think about this. Merv Griffin, before he sold his show, like Wheel of Fortune, for example, Merv Griffin owned Wheel of Fortune. He owned Jeopardy. You see what I'm saying? He sold the shows to the networks and still had ownership of the shows.
But again, Steve, you have a portion of that ownership. He's white and he had a good lawyer.
So you saying Nick Cannon can't get a good lawyer?
But that was in the Merv Griffin started in like the 60s and 70s. So the times were different. Now everything is protected, and sometimes these people get screwed, like he just said. They swindled Wildin' Out from him. So I'm pretty sure as he kept renegotiating that contract over 15 years, he probably lost and negotiated his ownership rights. I don't know, but I know it comes down to that contract and what he signed.
So why we ain't never heard about them
It's
swindling
probably
about it?
shares of this. It's probably a fight about shares for this because just like Viacom saw this show growing, Nick saw it growing too. He already started it. He's not gonna give
Yeah, he
That's all
don't
it's about.
he don't own enough to move the show. So I mean, it's kind of like a lesson learned for Nick Cannon.
Well, that's the way the business, though.
I don't know if I can say that's the way of the business if you signing these deals.
No, that's the way of the business, sweetie. I ain't gonna even lie. That's the way of the business. You don't never own 100% unless you own the network. Like,
But you could own enough to have control of your show though. He could have,
yes.
if he didn't like that contract because he was getting fucked, he could have went somewhere else or pitched it to other networks.
Yes, but when they paying you well and you getting what you want.
Well, that's the glitch. That's the glitch. You went for the check. And I mean, is that Viacom's fault?
At the same time, you getting your money, you getting your bag, and you helping people get their bag at the same time. So you are negotiating multiple miles. Exactly. And it's certain things that you're not really thinking about when they're saying we give you complete creative control over this show. Are you really thinking about your shares and wait, hold on?
Why are you not? You see now that it's important. Again, I'm just asking: is it Viacom's fault?
But I do think that sometimes that's how we get caught up. I really do think that's how we get caught up in certain things. And again, I don't know how much of the show he actually owns versus how much Viacom. I don't know what his deals is versus what it doesn't say. I don't know if he could move the show versus if he couldn't move the show. I don't know. Like, no one knows except Nick Cannon and Viacom. And right now, perception is everything because Viacom is going to release stuff, Nick Cannon is going to say stuff, but again, there's still this third party that's the truth. And I feel the truth is still yet to be said or seen as to what all exactly, how much does he own this show. And it's still being worked out. Like, this stuff just happened.
Because what I'm seeing from Nick Cannon is he's saying I built a $1 billion show, and he feels that he should be compensated. But like I said, on business terms, while you was building this show, what were you doing to make sure you were compensated? Were you still happy with getting that bag?
From reading Nick Cannon's comment though, I'm in the middle of this 4-page letter, and he not backing down. He not kissing the ring. He don't sound worried about what Viacom got to say. So I would say he ain't. I mean, he got something from this show. This show was his baby, and I'm feeling like they can't just rip it away from him. They not gonna. Whatever portion of the show he got, he probably got enough to where they still gotta come to the table. They still gotta meet him somewhere in order to move forward with this. They don't sound like he like they want me to kiss the ring, or they can try to kick me when I'm down, or force me to kiss the master's feet in public for shame and ridicule. But instead, I stand firm on my square with my fist in the air, repeat my mantra.
But then after that, he apologized. Yeah, you gotta read that whole thing. You gotta read that whole thing. Because after he said all that, right, the next day he comes saying, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to channel my inner DM, but what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? If he said something, because at the end of the day, like, we can all agree that it can't come out saying.
Yeah.
That's not really the issue. The issue at hand is
I'm sure he get paid off of that. That's popular as hell.
Yeah. I first
No, I'm not saying he's not getting money.
The true issue at hand is, you know what I'm saying, ultimately what he says. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna get a bag off of whatever settlement he come up with Viacom as far as what amount is concerned.
Yeah, they gonna settle.
But I think the real discussion is we gotta have an honest discussion about what he said. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where it gets murky. Because a lot of what he said has a lot of religious undertones to it.
Yeah. Now, I listened earlier. I ain't gonna interrupt, but I heard Billy say something about like what he said kind of being the truth, and it can be true,
Well, see, the problem with him saying about the Jew comment or Jewish comment is this: he doesn't have like I would have loved to see like just to get y'all some names, Brother Bowie, and you know the others from the Hebrew Israelite world. I would love for them to come out and back up what he was saying with what they think are biblical facts. Whether you think it's not true or not, like I said, they preach this on the regular. You know what I'm saying? And they come off biblical facts. But he's not getting that support. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of out there by himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but Amari Stoudemire, he's another one. He didn't say it the way Nick Cannon said it, but he said some of this same stuff before. You know what I'm saying? And some people felt like that's why he got blackballed in the NBA. But like I said,
Jackson just said some dumb shit about Jewish people the other day. Like,
yeah, he did, and then he turned around and apologized. You know.
he had to apologize. So my thing is just like, knowing if Nick Cannon is as smart as we're gonna give him the credit for, then if you have to apologize repeatedly for that, then we know how celebrities work. Like if you have to actually come out with a statement and apologize, you know you said. So why are you apologizing for?
I feel exactly. I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
I say a lot of shit that piss people off. That's why I would never. Guess why I would never apologize for nothing I said. So I wasn't trying to piss you off, or wasn't trying to offend you, or hurt your feelings.
But but for people when the money come into play, that's why I feel he apologized. But no, exactly, because he's only worried now because his money is being fucked up.
And he got kids and he got people influencing him. I don't care what nobody say. People are influencing him. And he, at the end of the day, he has a mind of his own as well.
So if
I think he did the right thing with his apology.
if I was somebody Nick Cannon, and I felt like his righteousness and the fact that he is as smart as he is, and the fact that he speaks the way he speaks, to see him feel like he needs to backtrack off his words.
His apology wasn't a backtrack off his words, in my opinion. I agree. I don't think that it was either.
Why not?
He's saying, keep reading. I ain't talking about that first 4-page letter. I'm talking about the day after that.
Yeah.
Comments he's making now, and it's like, where was all this? I'm standing on my word. This is what I said.
That's
This
what
is
I'm talking about.
He still said he standing on his word in the 4-page letter.
No, that was day one. We talking about day 2, 3, and 4. Since that 4-page letter, he has really retracted.
That has been taken down. You have to protect your brand.
But at what cost?
I only saw him saying, I apologize to the Jewish community, my Jewish brothers and sisters, friends, whatever. He got, like I said, something that offended you.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: if you go off what he said, I apologize to the Jewish community. Isn't he saying I apologize for what I said because I hurt your feelings, or is he saying I apologize for what I said because I don't believe it's true?
I think he said I'm apologizing if it hurts your feelings. Not that I don't believe it's true.
But their whole thing is he feels this way, and that's why we cut him off. So until he says I don't believe it's true, they not fucking with him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Because that's what they want. They want him to detract everything he said.
so they want him to basically learn more about that particular community, so he can know what their truth is about the
But
situation.
he already said he was doing that.
Yeah, he did.
He originally said he's spoken with the Jewish community originally. So let's say this all came out on a Monday morning. By Monday after knew. He already said he spoke to his Jewish brothers and sisters who had no problems with the remarks that he was saying. To further educate himself, he was having these conversations with rabbis, with priests, and all of the Jewish community to continue the education. And then by Wednesday, it changed to, I'm sorry, Jewish community, if I offended you. I'm sorry. What the heck happened between Monday and Wednesday? He always apologized for offending me. He talked about his use of words and reference literacy that he assumed to be factual to uplift the community, but it turned it was a hate and propaganda. So that's considered ignorance on his part, which in turn he learns from that. That's the full definition. That's the real definition of being ignorant.
But what he's saying is, from his learnings, from his teachings, this is what he believes to be true. So is it ignorance?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
It is information, which is what he was having on the podcast, a conversation.
Right. If you watch that podcast, like everybody, I'm not saying y'all because we talking about it for a reason, but everybody else who feels some kind of way about Nick Cannon's comments, go watch that podcast episode. And the funny thing about that episode was a while ago. That wasn't even the newest episode. Like, since that episode, he didn't have KRS-One on there. He had the guy that made Hidden Colors DVDs on there. That was a long ago episode. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the new episode or the recent episode. Because I watched Cannon's class. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, people, they were looking for something. It's cancel culture. So, in retaliation for all Black Lives Matter and all the movement that we are trying, Black people are trying to do, you gotta believe that there's an opposite group trying to do and push us further back. And I don't care what nobody say, but that is what this was. They were looking for something and they found it. And they used him as a scapegoat and as an excuse and said, if we go, we gonna take it to the curb with him, we gonna wring this man out. And that's exactly what they did.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that they might have been looking for something. I'm not disagreeing with the fact they might have been looking for something. But they found something.
Well, see, that's where I have a problem with it, though.
Hold on. You can't use the fact that they might have been investigating like those who trying to find something to be like he didn't say shit that was like real shit. Like, there are Jewish people who are white people. So you can't be like white people are the closest to savages, because he was almost saying it like, well shit, they call us savages and they closest to the motherfucking savages.
No, but if you watch the show, he backs it up with wherever the white man has went on this earth, he's called tyranny, he's called bloodshed. I mean,
And mass murder,
right.
which is the definition of what?
A savage. That's what I'm saying. He just didn't say they were savages to say they were savages. And if they really are watching anything he say to get him, it kind of gives him more strength, because what he's saying is, okay, if you had a problem with what I said, how come you didn't come speak to me first before just trying to shut me all the way the fuck down?
Because there was no conversations. It was instant. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying what he said didn't have any elements of truth.
I'm saying that majority of the people who watch
This is what kind of bothers me about people who do just speak like that, like how that conversation was. This is kind of what my issue comes to. Be more specific about who you're talking about. It's like he said, if the roles was reversed and it was white folks sitting there talking about, well, you know, they came from the jungle, and, you know, they lived around the animals, so they had to learn how to be savages. We wouldn't have no fucking, well, what did he mean, or how did we interpret it, or he didn't mean it like that. So him saying that the people who was around then were savages and motherfuckers, like, I'm not arguing that, but you can't just be like, that's why they are like that, because now you're trying to translate that to today's white people. Just the same way as somebody would try to translate black people being from Africa now to be savages. Like, why we got you where we got you?
he didn't say it like that though.
Right. That's why I say you have to watch the episode.
And the way he, said, like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, they were the ones who had to be savages. It was the one that he said that shit.
So how was that offensive?
Because there's some white people that ain't savages. Same way as that would be offensive to some black people who ain't savages. But you trying to equate that, he's equating that to the new shit that we gotta do.
But if you go off that though, Yellow, what you're saying is because you're offended, I can shut you down.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
It's blocking free speech and education because it was an educational moment.
No, if we shutting people down because people are saying shit that's offending a large group of people on our side, if we hear this shit coming from our side, we're quick to want to cancel some shit.
But no, Yellow. There was. I mean, yeah, but there was no push. That like Viacom didn't say we got tons of, you know what I'm saying, negative press or email from this. They decided. That's all I'm saying. If it was a push for it, okay, I'll give you that. But they just decided.
Again, he took Bill Gates as an example.
Yeah.
If he didn't say some more crazy shit, though, he really got he was just
Crazy though. It wasn't crazy.
It was crazy enough for him to apologize for it.
Okay, so then why are we? And that's what I hate too. I feel like now we're at a point where people can't say nothing. Like we so sensitive to
I'm not saying that.
everything. We gotta walk around on eggshells because we can't talk about it. We can't have
I'm
an
not the one saying that.
conversation.
But you can't say anything though, Mill. Let's be real. You can't.
No.
It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world.
And I get that, but that's my point. Like, when did we come to the point where we can't have an educational conversation? Again, it wasn't like he was walking down the street and he was like, hey, there's a group of white people over there. Hey, y'all savages, man.
Because he didn't include them in the conversation. Had he had a Jewish representative there, I don't think we would have this discussion right now. But because it was him and another black person, you get what I'm saying? Talking about another race of people.
I can almost agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, think about it.
And I get that, but it wasn't like he was, and that's my point. Like, it's the context too, because it wasn't like he was just having a conversation. He hard it up with one of his guys, and they just talking ignorantly. But again, we're sharing knowledge and information.
But the powers that be saw it the way you just said it. He was hee-hawing with one of his guys.
And you feel that way because you're not one of those that are offended.
And we got to realize that the educational level of the listeners and ears of things is not it's subpar. The majority is subpar.
But the listeners, but nobody complained to Viacom about what he said. That's my only problem with it. If they would have got complaints and then said we taking this.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true because somebody had to listen.
Somebody said something.
Somebody had to listen.
But
Listening to the podcast.
I guess what I'm saying is if you're powerful enough, like let's just say for example, because you know we got hit so many times on this damn show. But let's just say that it was a woman who really had a problem with what we said, and she had that Oprah power. You get what I'm saying? Well, she could just shut shit down versus an everyday person.
That could be the case. That could be the case of what happened.
And that's what I mean. That's my problem.
We got our own show right now where motherfuckers trying to cancel us.
Yeah, over the Jada shit. And that shit keeps going back and forth. Oh, hell yeah, the SpongeBob. Oh, my goodness. And we didn't say shit wrong about gay people. But the fact that we had a problem with them turning SpongeBob gay, they got upset.
Guess what, Bill? I'm not finna apologize for shit I said on that show. I don't care what happened.
Right, I'm not neither. Because we didn't say shit wrong. Again, we voiced our opinion on y'all turning a character for the past 20 years all of a sudden being gay. That's it. That's all. You see what I'm saying? But see that gay topic. The only reason why I stay away from it is because now tell me if y'all agree or not. You know, I feel like this. You can't say nothing wrong about gay people without being called homophobic, which means I gotta agree with everything this certain group of people do. I've never been told I had to agree with everything a certain group had to do in order not to be called a slur. So this is the first time ever. If I say I don't like anything that they do, I'm speaking hate and I'm homophobic. That's weird to me because this is new, and this is the first group ever that I can say that about.
That's kind of where this situation is headed to. But kind of like in reverse. It'll make sense when I explain it. Hold on. So it's like for all the facts that you can't say anything about gay people or pretty much anybody other than white people. Let's just call it what it is. Like you can't say shit about anybody of any type of ideals or any type of lifestyle or any type of nationality. You can't say shit about anybody but white people. And I think this was a situation where he might have told the line going too far to that way.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
you can't talk about like they're protected as well. You cannot, don't you dare.
That's cringy though. Like there should not be a verbally protected group of people if the First Amendment is freedom of speech, right?
But it ain't free for all.
Yeah,
I know it.
yeah, it ain't free for all.
But then, okay then, so if it ain't free for all, everybody gotta get dealt with it.
White they be where we at right now.
Well, I feel we all need to start streaming his music for real. Like I saw that as a joke. I seen Yellow post that shit. Man, stream his shit on mute and go to bed. Stream Nick Cannon music on mute. No, stream the music. He get more money from the music than he do the movies. Stream that man music.
Get more money from the movies.
No, I'm saying, but no, I'm saying if we re-watch the movie, how does he get paid? You get what I'm saying?
Now I'm just encouraging bad behavior now.
Get more royalties off his movie thing.
No, but I'm saying if I own Drumline and I play this shit 50 times, how is he getting paid? I'm saying if we stream his, if that's what I'm saying, stream all this shit, stream his music, put that shit on mute. You know what I'm saying? Get that man some money. For real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, I like Gigolo. I'm a Gigolo. Oh, that was my shit. You know what I'm saying? I like Gigolo.
I mean, I rock with Nick Cannon, so he get my support all the time.
Yeah, but your shit is from that sex though. That your shit sexy support. You know. That's your crush. That's your crush.
It is, but I rock with some of the things he's done, like for real.
So like,
And I know it.
did you cry at the end of Love Don't Cost a Thing?
Obviously don't know me at all.
I'm just saying.
Does she look like she shed a tear? Huh? I said, does she look like she shed a tear?
I'm confused on whatever might happen with Nick Cannon.
Now I'm gonna say this. I don't know how it's gonna be taken because I'm going off with all y'all been saying that Nick Cannon's persona has been one way. I'm not saying if you follow him, but like his Vlad TV interviews, just watch one of them, and you'll be like, damn, this is not the Nick I knew. And I think that's the problem. They found out this is not the Nick we thought we knew, and they don't like that shit.
Yeah.
Cause you watch any, I think he has 4 Vlad TV interviews. You watch any of them, and that motherfucker be saying some shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now ain't just a show.
Yeah,
Like,
and he not wild without the education. You know what I'm saying? He speaks with facts, facts. Yeah.
He's smart as fuck. Like, which is why it bothers me to my core that he apologized for shit.
Yeah, I think that's bothering a lot of people right now. The apology.
everybody I knew, it bothers me.
Yeah. Cause it's almost like you just say, "Hey, stand on your square," but he like, "Nah, let me say sorry."
Yeah, now he on Twitter and Instagram now.
Yeah.
Because normally for me, the big thing would be about what he was saying and all that. Like, that is what it is. You can believe that you want what you believe is true. That's up to you.
This is true. This is a true trauma. Like, that's like you got 10 years, you got 20 years on the company.
they just let you go like, alright then.
We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about
No, but you got to though. You got to. That it is. Yeah.
that. Bounce back business-wise, Nick Cannon
Don't
used
be
to do.
focused on time.
I'm talking about.
Office window, office whatever, and
Why?
He was VP of Team Nick, dog. That's not a small job. You know what I'm saying?
Jobs every day, me.
I'm not saying we don't, but it's a different.
my regular job. This is a job. This is a career.
Well, my job gotta be little and pump.
Right. Why you gotta go there? We was having a
Compared to Nick job.
we was having a nice show in here go DC.
Do you have as much?
Do we all together have
Just make it not even
make as
make
much
it
as we
much.
can? All us together, put together, do we make as much?
Well, you know what? Right now, I'm glad to say that. Hold on. Right now, I'm glad to say we have reached our time. Thank y'all for tuning in to Stezo Radio. If you want to hear the bonus episodes to this, you need to log on to www.stezoradio.com. And we are out.